Put your earphones on, step outside, and let's head to Heston Community Garden, where curiosity is doing its best work after dark.
London has been given the first ever national park city status.
London, the world's first national park city.
Come and enjoy, because life's too short, really and truly.
And London, wow, what an amazing city.
So, greener,
healthier,
and wilder.
In this episode, I'm joined by London National Park City Ranger Aneel, a volunteer with Heston Action Group, and one of those people who has helped shape the garden from its earliest days. Aneel is the sort of person who treats nature like a book you never finish, because every page opens into another chapter. As he puts it, the more you learn, the more you scratch the surface, the more there is to it, and the more fascinating it becomes. Aneel also shares how he was coaxed into becoming a ranger on the promise it would be very little work, a promise that turned out to be wildly optimistic but totally worth it. His first big ranger-led event was Moth Night, designed not just as a wildlife talk but as a gentle invitation to gather. Come for the community, stay for the moths, learn something by accident. This conversation is about learning in public, building community in layers, and designing events that make nature feel less like a specialist subject and more like something you belong to. Here's Aneel.
My name is Aneel. I'm a member of Heston Action Group and I volunteer at Heston Community Garden, and I'm also a National Park City Ranger. I was here at the start of the garden, which I think was about 5 years ago now. The pond, the wildlife pond, that was mine and Brian's creation, with lots of other people being involved as well, definitely not just us. Brian did the design. We argued for ages over the size. He wanted bigger. I thought it was too big. He won. I'm very glad that he won, because you can never go too big with a pond. We've got newts in it already. They laid eggs and they've hatched, and we saw a golden newt bathed in sunlight swimming towards the bottom of the pond a couple of months back, which was really cool to see. Ma persuaded me that it would be very little work. She was lying. It's a fair bit more, but it's been worth it. And I was able to put on Moth Night, and I'm hoping to get some other projects rolling before the end of the year. So Moth Night was my idea of trying to get people to learn a little bit about local wildlife. I think while we're in an area which has got lots of green around us, lots of wildlife around us, lots of people don't really notice it or know much about it. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to get people into the garden and advertise it as a gathering rather than a moth night, with the moth session on the poster. The idea being that if we get as many people as possible into the garden, maybe they'll stay for the moths and learn something by accident. And I think it worked. Tim Blackburn, who's an ecologist and a moth expert, has written a really good book as well recently, and I can't think what it's called. But he came and gave a talk. It was a really interesting talk. People got to ask questions. People learned that moths don't just eat your clothing, that out of the thousands of moths that we have in the country, I think 2,000 or something, there's only 2 species that eat your clothing, so they're not the enemy at all. And also that butterflies, which people like, people seem to hate moths, and butterflies are actually moths. They're just a subset of moths that fly during the day. So it was good that people got to learn something, and also to learn that there were so many species that you just don't tend to see. He did a moth trapping exercise, and we got to see some of the species at least that live in this area. So for the future, I'd love to be able to put on similar events. I think educating people is crucial, because we're a garden that wants to bring people together, and it wants to be a focal point for community, but we also need to consider nature, and we need to think about nature in everything that we do. And I don't know that we're really there yet in terms of this area, but I think we can play a big role in influencing people, changing ideas, and I don't know if persuading is the right word, but enduring people into loving nature. I've learned that community comes in many forms. People come with their own ideas about what makes community. Not everybody has the same ideas about what's important in nature, and it's good to get those perspectives in, because at the end of the day, all of our opinions, all of our ideals and ideas are valid and they're not really wrong. They're only really wrong if you want to do harm to others or if you're not community minded. I think like the Moth Night, where lots of people learned that there's far more than just moths that eat your clothing. The more you learn about something, the more you scratch the surface, the more there is to it, and the more fascinating things start to become, the more interesting things start to become. And I think that's a good thing that you can bring to the community garden, a good thing you can take from the community garden as well.
London has been given the first ever national park city status.
London, the world's first national park city.
Come and enjoy, because life's too short really and truly.
And London, wow, what an amazing city.
So, greener,
healthier,
And wilder.